Welcome to Hedgehog's Hungry Hodgepodge. This week, I'm sick, so this recipe couldn't have come at a better time, not just because it's really warm and comforting, but also because it's super easy to make. We're making my sweet chili, so let's get started. First, we're gonna cook some of our sturdier vegetables. Alright, so I've got a big pot over medium heat. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and let it heat up. Once it's heated up a bit, I'm gonna add about half of a chopped onion. That's about a cup. And you don't have to chop it too finely. The good thing about chili, or really any stew, is it can have nice big chunks in it. That's what's good about it. You're gonna also add 2 cloves of minced garlic. You're also gonna add a tablespoon of chili powder. Mix it all in. Now this recipe is a really unique family recipe that we've developed pretty much just in my own household. And when I say sweet chili, I mean sweet chili. But there's something really great about it. The sugar that we're going to add later really takes the acidity out of the tomatoes and just makes it really lush and comforting. There must be a lot of chili powder in here because I can actually smell this. So that's good. That probably means I'll be able to taste it too. Yay! Now that that's cooked through, you're gonna add 2 zucchinis that you've sliced about ½ an inch thick and then quartered each slice. You'll add ½ a teaspoon of dried oregano and then 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now I know I said this is sweet, but a little bit of a burn at the back of the throat never hurt anyone, right? Gonna stir that all together. Make sure everything's coated. And then you let this saute, moving it around a little bit for another 5 minutes. With this recipe, or really any chili recipe, you can use whatever kind of vegetables you want to put in there, any kind of hard-wearing vegetables. I would normally love to put red and green peppers in here. Unfortunately, my mom doesn't like those, but by all means, add those. I'd add 1 of each color and just dice it into big dices. Now we're gonna cook the meat. So I've got here about 1 pound of ground beef. I'm just gonna break that up into little chunks and just brown it until it's got no more pink in it, until it's just stopped being pink. That'll take about 5 minutes. Fun fact about myself, I actually really do not like chicken noodle soup. I always had it when I was sick, so I always associate it with me being sick, and also I always only ever had the canned kind, so basically it was just broth. But it really just turned me off to the whole idea of chicken noodle soup. So this became my sort of sick food group, along with mac and cheese and mashed potatoes. But if you're gonna make this when you're sick, make sure you don't have a stomach flu. Make sure it's a head cold, because this wouldn't sit so well. Chicken noodle soup's probably better for a rumbly tummy. And finally, we're gonna bring it all together. Now that the meat's cooked through, we're gonna add 1 can of reduced salt diced tomatoes, the whole thing. Do not drain it, you want those juices. 2 cans of red kidney beans, a cup of reduced sodium beef broth, a can of reduced sodium corn, ½ a teaspoon salt, and 2/3 of a cup white granulated sugar. I told you, it's gonna be sweet. Now you're just gonna mix that all together. And look how pretty it looks with all the different colors. That's why I like adding the vegetables. A lot of people just do beans, meat, and tomatoes, and that's it. But I love adding vegetables to it because it just looks so pretty. Okay, that's thoroughly mixed. You're gonna let that come to a boil. Right, now that this has come to a boil, we're gonna give this a quick stir. We'll reduce the heat to low. Cover it. And we're gonna let it simmer for 2 to 3 hours. It seems like a long time, but it's so worth it. And if you're sick, you have the time to do that anyway. Also, if you want to make this a vegetarian dish, you could just take the meat out because it's got plenty of beans in there for protein. And you can use vegetable broth instead of beef broth. And then once this is done, the way we do it in my house is we spoon it over lovely mashed potatoes. Pair this dish with a Chardonnay or a Pinot Noir. And for my beer lovers, grab yourself an amber ale. And for those of you who are sick, drink lots and lots of non-alcoholic fluids. All my recipes can be found at www.hedgehogshungryhodgepodge.com. You can leave comments and suggestions there or right here on YouTube. I'd love to hear what you think. I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Hedgehog's Hungry Hodgepodge. I think I'm going to take it down now. Bye.